What's going on, y'all? This is Mike Brown. I just wanted to welcome y'all to this week's episode of The Art of Letting Go. While I have your attention, please be sure to like and subscribe to the podcast. Sound like a YouTuber, but we are on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, subscribe to the podcast, check it out. Also, some new merch coming out next week. It's our 5th year anniversary. Thank y'all for rocking with me for so long. All of that will be available at www.theartoflettinggopodcast.com. Look, I see the world different through my Anwuli shades. Nwamaka came through today, fresh off the plane, like what you doing today? I had a meeting but wanted time to record. I knew she had some gems worth more than you could afford. Beverly sent her to see what she had in store. We've been rocking together since probably like '04. And I'm sure we both been on our journeys. She's an entrepreneur with words that's so affirming. And her glasses the shit, I am confirming. I'm out of words, run it back if y'all ain't heard me. You tuning in, this gon' be a dope show. You didn't know, this the art of letting go. Yeah.
Your voice is great for this, by the way.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
I actually hate my speaking voice, so this is hard for me to do. Believe it or not, this is extremely hard.
You got it though.
Thank you.
You flowing.
Okay.
You flowing.
Okay.
We'll give it to him again. So, all right, we good. Yo, what up? This is Mike Brown, and this is The Art of Letting Go. Today, and we're restarting because we have some technical difficulties, which I talk about in my podcasting course. It comes up. But today, I have a special guest in the building. We met in college, and you know what's funny? Like at our school, because it was so small, I felt close to everybody. Mm-hmm. You know,
I could agree with that.
But like I said, your party was by far one of my most memorable memories in college. Still to this day.
Nice. We have to run it back and try to be organic. But yes, we determined it was not the dorm party, but it was my 21st at Cedric.
It was for sure a house party.
Yes. And then we determined that we were drinking Grey Goose. And so that was
and
a
it was
time.
both of our first time drinking.
Yes, because I didn't start drinking until I was 21. If memory serves me, right?
Right.
If my memory serves me correctly. So yeah, Mike is one of my favorite people.
I appreciate that.
Nah, for real. That whole cohort, you remember how we met and through Jaquay and everybody. So y'all are some of my favorite. So yeah.
That's what's up. Do you mind introducing yourself to the people?
No, I do not mind introducing myself. I am Dr. Nwamaka Ngoddy, and I am the founder and CEO of Anwuli Eyewear, where I design frames with Black and African facial features in mind. So that is the much more polished version of my introduction, because the first time I did it, I was all over the place. But
no,
yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. How are you feeling today? I like to do a check-in with my guests. Like, how you feeling? Where's your spirit today?
I feel good today. I'm excited about the day. I'm excited that I get to connect with you because, like I told you, I love you.
I appreciate that. I love you too.
Oh, thank you. So, yeah, so I'm super excited. And then I'm also out here and I'm doing a trunk show. And that feels really good because I'm in this mode of chasing my dreams, but they're coming true, right?
Man.
So it feels really good. And I'm always busy now. People are like, oh, Mike, you always want to go. I'm always busy now, but it feels very intentional. So I still get really excited about, I would say, probably 90% of the stuff that I have to do. I'm moving.
That's so dope.
Thank you.
That's so dope.
Thank you.
And I feel like you are the perfect guest for right now for me because, I'm just stepping into full entrepreneurship. Like, I've always been 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And being 1 foot in gave me the space to half-ass.
I tell you, and I just said this on my cohort. I'm in a business cohort right now, and I said it. And I feel like this from the bottom of my heart. all the magic happens at the moment of commitment.
Yeah.
Like once you decide, right, whether, because it's going to be difficult.
For sure.
But once you decide, like, and you commit to that in a very real way, whatever it is, like a lot of magic happens.
Yeah.
Like a lot of synergy happens. And I guess that's kind of why I'm just like feeling excited, because even in this journey, you have like the dips, right? You get a lot of no's.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start getting some yeses, and the synergy is just like, yes, yes, yes. Everybody yesing. Everybody saying, let's go, let's do it. Yes, you got this. They booked this. They paid that. And you got to like kind of hold on to that for a little bit, because you still going to get some more no's. Of
course. Of course. I described it as like being on a plane right now and being in the turbulence. And I got my seatbelt fastened like a motherfucker right now.
Sit down. The seatbelt light is on right now, okay? You going to get there.
I'm curious to know, how did you, like, what set you on your entrepreneurship journey? Because, you know, I know you went to school and you got your degree to, you know, to be an optometrist, but what sent you on a path of entrepreneurship?
So, you know, some people know, I don't know if people know, my parents are entrepreneurs.
Okay.
So my dad, he was a builder, and he did that. He was a contractor. And then they built a daycare. So we've had a daycare in our family for 30 years. So I watched that, and, you know, that's a different conversation. We ain't going to do that on this podcast. But I watched them do that with the business. And what I loved was... at the time, what was freedom. I'll keep it simple and say that, you know, my mom could move how she wanted to move, and I always loved that. She could come to everything. My dad was present for a lot of stuff, so they could kind of move how they wanted to move. So that was the upside of that view of entrepreneurship. So when we were at Xavier, right, I thought I was going to medical school.
Yeah.
So I don't know if people, this is a part of my story. I always tell this part of the story. I thought I was going to medical school. We took the MCAT. We had Katrina happen, and we still took the MCAT. All this stuff was happening, and I did not do good on the MCAT. So that's how that went, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, what the hell am I about to do? And that was one of the first times I think that I kind of dealt with like depression, like a mild depression, because we had just come off of Katrina.
Yeah.
There was nothing to do in New Orleans. We were trying to figure ourselves out. It's senior year, like what's about to happen. Don't know what's going to happen. And so what happened was that I ended up graduating and not getting into medical school. So I was riding along down St. Charles with my line sister Tiffany, and she was like, girl, you need to come on over to do optometry with me. And I'm like, oh, gosh, you know, tell me more. So anyway, we ended up talking. And that summer after my senior year, I did a program to re-prep for the MCAT, but I simultaneously studied for optometry school, right?
Oh, wow.
So, or the OAT.
Yeah.
So I took the MCAT and the OAT. And I ended up getting into optometry school and getting waitlisted again for medical school. And I was like, nah, I'm straight. Because by then I kind of figured out, like, do you really even want to do this? I had done the summer program. They was cutting up bodies and stuff. And I was like, oh, wow. I don't even really think I really want to do this too much. Like, you know, like, I think I could have done it, but I would have crawled through. Like, I'm like, I don't think I would have thrived through medical school. Yeah. So I ended up going to optometry school, and that was great. And then because I kind of had that type A, like do everything that you're supposed to do, I also did a residency. So when I did my residency, that was my point, right? Yeah. Because I was working and it was mad demoralizing, and that's, you know, we could podcast about that, like black people in medical field, like, and we could talk about that for days. But at any rate, what I knew in that period was that I wasn't gonna work for anybody. I was tired. I was like, nah, I can't do this. I could work hard. I could do what I need to do, but I don't like the disrespect culture. I knew I wasn't going to do academia. And then the one job interview I went to, the guy was like, yeah, you going to work every Saturday. And I'm like, well, look, I'm a socialite. Okay. It's not possible. You know what I'm saying? That I'm be able to come to your job every Saturday. Like, even though the field indicates that, you know, a lot of optometrists work on Saturdays. So from there, I started reaching out to reaching out to connects I had made. Yeah. So I ended up going the route of getting a Sam's Club lease. So my entrepreneurship started 10 years ago. So a lot of people don't know. I've owned my practice. I practice in retail locations, right? But it's my practice. So I'm responsible for hiring, doing all the credentialing, doing all my billing, doing all of my stuff. So I've been an entrepreneur since 2013. But that's the thing about entrepreneurship. Sometimes as an entrepreneur, a business owner, you are just working a job, right? Because you don't have a forecast or like the way you make money, you know. Okay, let me stop with all the cute shit. I wasn't making no money, y'all. I was working a lot and I wasn't making any money. And I was free. Like I moved how I wanted to move-ish, right? You know, like nobody was checking for me. You know, nobody was like, oh, you're late. Nobody was like, oh, do it like this. You know, nobody was checking for me, but I didn't have no money. So really, if you want to know about the entrepreneurship that I think is going to actually really ultimately set me free, which is the eyewear, 2017 was when I was like, girl, you ain't making no money. What you going to do? And then 2018, I sat down with some friends and I was like, I need a breakthrough. And so I came up with the idea for the eyewear. Wow. And it was supposed to be passion, right? No. I was looking for passive income. And what I landed on was this eyewear thing. And this has been the most not passive income. This has been the hardest thing I have ever done.
Yeah.
And yeah.
What's keeping you pushing with it?
It's needed, right? The industry needs it. And it's absolutely going to make me, it's going to make me a millionaire. And I'm going to have that financial freedom that I want to have and be able to create some generational wealth and set some other people free. I definitely want the generations behind me to be like able to dream and like live out their dreams and like whatever that looks like. Yeah. I know that seems very whimsical, but
no, not at all. that sounds inspiring to me. I'm curious to know, like, how do you turn off? Because I know being an entrepreneur, like we always just work.
We do.
But how do you turn that off at times to give yourself like some balance to just not think about the work?
I'm not balanced right now, y'all. Like, I'm gonna be the first one to say that I am not balanced. This is go season, right? I have been more balanced. Yeah, I have, and I do have some tools, right, for that. But I think that the thing that people have to understand, like, if you do want to pursue entrepreneurship, like, there's go seasons. Yeah. Like, there's go seasons, and you do what you can. Like, you go to the gym, you do what you can. But I don't want to lie to anybody. I'm not balanced right now. I have been balanced. Like, I've had seasons where, okay, I'm doing the gym and I'm cooking the food at the house and I'm hanging out with my friends and I'm seeing people and I'm having a sleep in at least one day in the weekend, maybe not both days, but like I sleep in, you know, or I haven't been to church for real since the pandemic. I ain't gonna hold y'all. But like, you know, there were like in more balanced times where you did all of the things and you showed up for people and you saw your friends. And I think to get back there, I just have to have a little bit more of a breakthrough. Yeah.
How do you get over the guilt of not doing that? Because I'm finding myself in that space of like, it feels like go season for me. And I find myself not really isolating, but just really focusing on what I need to do. And sometimes I feel guilty for not connecting as much.
I get I get that. And I understand that guilt, but like, I think that I did have a period of growth where I learned how to say no to people and be okay with it, right? So like, yeses can always just be a yes. It's never like it's just like a yes, you know? So I don't have as much guilt anymore. And that breakthrough came a few years ago, you know, and I'm grateful for it because I am the yes. Like, you know, everybody who knows me know I'm going to be wherever y'all tell me to be. Like, I'm going to pull up, I'll be there. But it's just that I had to scale back on doing that. You know, I had to make sure that I did a program that was called Take Back Your Time. Wow. And that was part of it too.
Wow. That sounds like a whole nother podcast.
That's
episode.
A different, that's a lot to say about that. But what she helped me do, her name's Whitney. Whitney helped me to really break down the way my time was being spent, right? And I outsourced a lot of stuff. Like, it's a few things, and then people think that this is like duh, but it's not, right? So like, I do not go in the grocery store. Instacart, and I'm a cook. I cook a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only I had to make rules. Like, the only time you go in the grocery store is if you're making like a special meal, and otherwise I don't go in the grocery store. So that frees up time, to do other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to figure, like, the house cleaning thing. People will feel guilty about that. Oh, you have people come clean your house? Yeah, because it frees up so much time to do something else, So I don't know if I answered your question, but I have a lot less guilt around what's going on right now, because people know, they're watching.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And because I've been able to show up, or I've consistently been who I am for 37 years, everybody knows. Like, if you know me, and they know if they have an emergency, like, what to send.
Of course.
Don't send me, what I'm saying? Otherwise, I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna hit you when I get a chance. So, yeah.
Man, that takes real strength, and I appreciate you sharing that with me, because I need to hear that today.
I'm glad. I'm happy I'm in this space with you right now, because I see you taking off. You remember when you first started, you were one of the first people that I knew that actually, like, started a consistent podcast. Because now everybody got right? Everybody got a podcast. Everybody talking about something. But you were, what year was it that you started it?
2017.
Yeah. And I bought I bought the shirt. I was like, I see what my boy trying to do. Like, that's one thing about me. I see what people trying to do. I'm going to try my best to support if I can, So I'm glad that we get to share this moment together, because I really support you, and I know that, the work you're doing is important. So
I appreciate that.
No problem.
It's James Woods, a.k.a. That Yoga Dude, with Feel Free to Feel Free. I can't ever forget to feel free. With every breath, with every movement, with every thought, let it allow yourself to be your most authentic, powerful, willing, amazing self. Every free breath you bring in and let out brings you closer and closer to realizing how free you really are. Relaxing your shoulders and softening your face. Finding a deep breath as you inhale through the nose. And a soft, relaxing exhale through the mouth. Let's take 2 more of those. Let's inhale deeply. And exhale. Inhale all the way down into your spine, your lower back, the bottom of your belly. And exhale, releasing slowly. Let every breath bring you closer to your freedom, your realness, your oneness, your peace, your love, your joy. And as always, feel free to feel free, and namaste. Peace.
Something I thought to ask you before we do jump into the eyewear, but how do you deal with burnout? Like, how do you avoid burnout?
Burnout, that's a good question. I don't think that I've ever been this close to, like, getting kind of what I want. So I'm not sure I have the answer to that, right? But, I do, like, I show up for people. Let me explain it like this now. There was a time where if you called me for your wedding or you called me for your baby shower, your event, I was definitely going. And then what that looked like was me staying the whole weekend, or me giving you the whole weekend, or me doing. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I go where I'm going for what I'm going for, and then I'm out. And that can seem a little stressful, but I like to wake up in my bed.
Yeah.
So in order for me to show up for you, it doesn't mean that I don't get to do what I want to do. If your event is Saturday and I can get in Saturday morning and out Saturday night, That's what I'm gonna do. So so for me, my joy is with connecting with people, loving on people. That's like where a lot of my joy is. I like taking trips, and I haven't done that as much this year, or really last year. I haven't done that as much since the pandemic, I'll say.
Yeah.
I got married last year too.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So that's part of, my movement right now.
Yeah.
But because I'm in an international marriage. So,
okay.
Yeah. So that's a different podcast too. But, again, I like traveling, so that would be one way. Like I would have said a few years ago, if you would have asked me that, I would have been like, "Oh, traveling,"
Yeah.
But since I haven't got to do it, then I'm not gonna really list it what it is. I think that brings me the most joy is being able to be with my people, my friends, my family at their events. But then what makes me not feel like I'm dying is this concept of, if I go out to wherever, I got to stay the whole weekend. I got to do all this stuff. I don't have to. So I release myself of that.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's dope. So now I would like to move into your company now.
Okay.
How did you come up with the name?
Okay. So Anwuli is my middle name. It means joy. Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So what I wanted to do was, when I came up with the concept of the eyewear line, I knew the faces that I wanted to design for. And of course, I'm West African. So I knew I wanted it to have like a West African type of vibe. And I knew like I could see the names of the frames, right?
Yeah.
And like all of my frames are named after either members of my family. And then I have two other frames that are this frame, the Ifunanya love frame. And then I have the peace frame, the Udo frame. So I knew I wanted everything to have a West African vibe. Yeah. I'm not sure I knew at the time I was going to name it like after myself, but that's just kind of what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are they only prescription, or you could?
No, these are sunglasses. So everything, everything can be made into a prescription glass.
Yeah.
Everything sold direct to consumer on my website though comes as a sun lens with UVA and UVB protection.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and because I know we mentioned it when we started at the beginning of the other one we was recording, but
before our technical difficulties,
what made you want to design eyewear? Right,
I did do that whole introduction.
You did.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so no, let me roll it back so I can do my verbal business card. Okay, as an optometrist in practice, many of my patients in my Black and African American demographic would complain of difficulty finding fashionable eyewear that fit well. And similarly, I struggle with that same thing, just with my West African cheekbones and my wide face. And I wanted to create eyewear specifically with Black and African facial features in mind, so that people like me could have fashionable frames that make a statement without speaking, and fit well. So yeah, that's kind of the premise of the brand. And then with my name, it kind of worked out because when people would ask me, let me roll it back too. When people would ask me, about it, like, or what were my whys? Freedom and joy were my whys, and joy is again my middle name. That's what my middle name means. So it wasn't that hard to kind of land on the name.
That's what's up. That's really dope. Is it challenging for you being a Black woman in this industry?
Yes. Full stop.
Yeah. No, that's real. That's real.
That's the end of the answer. Yeah. It is hard. There is a gate, right, in the optical industry. We heard a little bit about it when Warby Parker them started their jazz. But absolutely, the optical industry is very exclusive with, how they give out the information. And so, yes, it is very difficult as a Black woman whose family didn't have this background or anything like that to get this information.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How can we as consumers support you in I guess building your brand and getting your message out there? Because I mean, obviously purchasing your products, but how can people support you in that?
Because and that's the hard part, I think, for my friends. Now, I went down to homecoming last year, and my Xavier people showed up. They supported me, so without a doubt, I definitely don't have one of those stories where I'm like, motherfuckers never loved it. Like people been riding for me.
Same.
So I can't say that. And I know that there has been a lot of financial support from the people in my circle, but with that being the case, my circle isn't actually like my target audience. Not even though you're like, oh, but Amaka, you hang out with Black people. I understand that Black people don't all look alike, right? But what we did do for the business was that I did surveys with opticians and the people who work in the optical just to get a little bit better understanding. And there are a few pain points that we address with the product, right? The eye size, which is the width of the glasses, is often really small. And the temple lengths, like this part right here that goes behind your ear, is usually very short on African American people. For whatever reason, that measurement tends to be larger. And then our bridges, right? Our noses tend to be flatter. So those are the 3 pain points that my frames are addressing. So as a friend or someone who may not want $300 glasses or whatever the case may be, I would ask my friends to, number one, direct people who you know need it, right? Because y'all are looking at them. People tag me in them all the time. If somebody's glasses is not going behind their ear, y'all, that's not a good fit, right? That's not how glasses are supposed to work. That part right, that's called the earpiece. It's supposed to go behind your ear. So if you know somebody who needs the product, right, share it with them. And not just celebrities, like, your everyday friend, like, bro, your glasses don't really fit. Start saying my name in different rooms and sharing the link to people who may need it, or directing people to the retail locations. Because what we know in the optical industry is that people want to try the glasses on. And I get that. Like, I understand that my friends are the people who may have not purchased yet, they probably like, oh, I just want to try them on. When am I going to see? I want to try them on. So different cities have them. If you look at my retail locations, you can see what cities, I'm in. Right. And you can pull up on those people and try them on. What that does for me also is lets those partners, my optical partners, know that people looking for us and they want this product. Yeah. So, yeah.
What is your dream with everything you're doing? Like, what if you could visualize like what your life looks like, maybe? Because I don't even want to push it 5 years from now, because it might happen tomorrow.
It could happen tomorrow, probably not tomorrow, but the
you
day
never
after that,
know.
we don't
you
know.
Never know.
We don't know who's watching this.
What do you envision with everything that you're doing?
Long term, I definitely want to make the optical industry more inclusive, right? I want them to start addressing our facial shapes, and I'm happy to be one of the pioneers in this space. They're definitely whenever you're trying to do something, you find out that, maybe somebody else may have tried to do it kind of like that a little bit. But so I want there to be more space for inclusivity in the optical industry. And I'm happy to be one of the people on the forefront of that. So that's for the widespread thing. The other thing that's for me and for my family and the people I love is I want to create some financial freedom. So that's the length of this. And I remember reading somewhere, you got to tell people, I'm not doing this, to not make money, guys. Like, I'm trying to make some money. Like, I am trying to make some money, but not like a little bit of money, right? Like a lot. I want to affect change. I want to be able to, work in different spaces because we have the financial capacity to do so, be able to provide scholarships for people who don't. Be able to create, ultimately, because people keep asking me too, what's my philanthropic part of the business? And I haven't 100% figured it out. But I know it's not necessarily going to be associated with like, oh, give people a free pair of eyewear, or, you know. It's more so going to be focused on how I can help mindsets, like young minds, develop like the kind of mindset that you need to thrive in this world. So, yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, I want to definitely like fund people's creative ideas, because I know how hard it is for me to get funding for my ideas. So when I'm in a position, I want to be able to help those people that like, they have the idea and place them in situations with people that can ultimately teach them like how to run a business, you know, because it is challenging doing it all by yourself. Are you working on like doing everything by yourself?
Ish.
Okay.
Kind of ish. Okay. Right. So I have a few people that I work with that help me do stuff, social media, PR. I have my sister who helps me she more so balances my other stuff at my other business so that I can show up in this one. But as you scale, you add people.
And you know what I really truly believe, and I just told this to 2 people last week, there are so many like skilled and talented people that we went to school with in so many different sectors of business and life and creativity and shit. Like if we all fucking put our heads together and worked on some shit together, every single person's business would be successful. Because there's
more than enough.
Yeah. Out of there.
Yeah. We have so much talent. Like all the people that we know, we have so much.
If y'all listening and you went to Xavier, we trying to work.
we trying to work but in a, what were we talking about before?
Organic for sure.
Not the, because what was that meme? Did you see the meme about homecoming? Don't ask me what I do at homecoming, y'all. We're here to chill, but you watching me do what I do.
But I'll give you an example. A friend reached out to me from Xavier and was like, hey, I'm working on this, and this. And they're like, what do you need support in? And when I mentioned what I needed support in, they was like, that is what I do.
Right.
And I was like, oh.
And I love that. I love that. And I think that, yes, I 100% agree with you. Like, we do need to connect with each other. But my thing is, we're watching each other. Mm-hmm. Right? The same way, how did I say, Mike, what I got to do to get on the show?
You're right.
Like,
you're absolutely right.
Like, I know what you do. And I know that your audience, right, is amazing. And that you've put a lot of work into this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then if there's ever anything that you see that I'm doing, people already know, like, oh, I'm not gonna do that or whatever. People do it all the time. What do I do about this I thing? Even if it's like, I woke up, people be sending me pictures of and I respond like, it is what it is. Like, I got y'all, so yeah, our network is amazing.
It is.
Because people say, well, would you go back to college? And my answer is always yes. Mm-hmm. But I think about 5 things before I say my yes. You know what I'm saying? I love the people that I met. Mm-hmm. They've absolutely shaped my life and made me a better person for having gone to college. Mm-hmm. So without a doubt, yes. But, there's other things that we could have did, but that's a different conversation.
Of course.
But I wouldn't trade my network for anything. Yeah. I definitely think that we can collaborate with each other and produce some very, quality worthy stuff.
For sure. Yeah. What's one piece of advice that you would give to an entrepreneur right now?
Man, so many things. I wish you would have prepped me with this because I would have came up with a real good ass answer to that. Believe in yourself more than anybody else. Don't look for anybody else to cheerlead you more than yourself. Like, really get your mind together to believe in what you're trying to do.
I feel that.
Yeah.
So now we have a portion of the show that is sponsored by Feel Free to Feel Free, and it is called 5 Questions of Freedom. Okay. So I'm going to ask you 5 questions.
Wood?
It is.
Thank you for sponsoring this for us, James.
Out to James Woods. I'm going to ask you 5 questions. Some of them may be this or that, but you can answer them any way you like.
Okay.
First question being New Orleans or Atlanta?
Atlanta. Don't do that. What? You trying to start shit?
No. Right.
Atlanta. But come on now. New Orleans. Okay.
Trap music or crunk music?
Trap music or crunk music.
Okay.
Right? Crunk music was before trap music was there. Yeah, crunk music.
Crunk or Afrobeat?
Afrobeats.
Okay.
Afrobeats.
Okay.
He really thought about these.
What advice would you give to your younger self?
Younger self, be more fearless.
Okay. And the last and final question, what is a reminder that you would give to your future self?
You're worthy.
Oof.
Wow. That was intense, Mike. I thought you were going to ask me the in love with question. When did I know it wasn't? I was like, ooh, Lord.
You know, sometimes we be so serious. Sometimes we got to just bring it down a little bit.
Relax.
You know?
Yeah.
You know?
I dig
That's
it.
how we find that balance.
I love. Yes.
Amaka, where can the people find you?
You all can find me where I hang out. No, I'm just kidding. I'm on IG, and I would love for you to follow my business, which is Anwuli Eyewear. And I'm sure you're gonna type that up somewhere so people don't have to try to figure out how to spell
I'm
it.
giving
Cool.
the website and everything.
Yeah. Nice.
You're
For
the model,
sure.
you know.
I got some stuff I want you to try on, but I didn't want you to have the pressure of like putting it on the camera and stuff.
I for sure would have worn on camera.
Well,
shit.
I'm about to let you try these ones on.
Let me
got
see.
a little bit of makeup on.
That's all good.
Yeah. Because I already see the part that I think is gonna fit you the best. Yep.
I'm giving what I was supposed to give.
You really are. I got them in a different color. Yep. Okay. Those look great. I wish you could see.
Up. I wish I could see
I wish
too.
you could see.
I'm gonna look back on the video.
Yeah.
And I hope y'all see too. But wow.
Yeah.
I'm keeping your frames, and I like
Thank
them a
you.
lot. I really do.
Thank you. So we're gonna get you something.
I appreciate
Nothing
that.
with me on but I got something for
it's
you. You
all
can come to
good.
my
I
event
appreciate
later.
What time?
2 to 7, 2 to 6.
I got this meeting. Oh, 2 to
Okay.
6 for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hell
come
yeah.
pull up. I got something for you.
For sure will.
Yeah, we'll fit you
I
in something.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
But you said, what was the website name, please?
Anwuli Eyewear.
And what's your Instagram?
Anwuli Eyewear. Or y'all
Okay.
can follow me, Dr. I Totally Care, no spaces. So DREYE, Totally Care. Yeah.
That's what's up. Nwamaka, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me, Mike. This was a pure joy.
Look.
Yeah.
And we gonna do more. I feel like just after the conversation we had, I know we gonna end up doing some more
work.
stuff.
Yeah, we got some more work to do. So I'm excited.
I appreciate this.
Nice.
And thank y'all for tuning in. This is Mike Brown, and this is The Art of Letting Go. Peace. Thank y'all for tuning into this week's episode of The Art of Letting Go. If you like what you heard, please be sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to the podcast. Also, make sure you pick up your Anwuli Eyewear. It's available now. Also, like Amaka said, it's available in cities. So check out the website. See where you can pick up your pair. We do have a Patreon if you would like to join our monthly subscription. I give out some exclusive stuff there. Also, I think we're going to start doing like a weekly check-in, community check-in, because it feels important right now. Also, there will be new merch available next week and after that. But, next week is when it launches. It's our 5th year anniversary, y'all. It's our 5th year anniversary. So whether you started rocking with me on this episode or you've been rocking since the beginning, I appreciate y'all so much. But all things Art of Letting Go are available at www.theartoflettinggopodcast.com. Don't forget, we have a podcasting course available. If you want to get in touch with me, send me a question. Like I said, it's the 5th anniversary coming up. I would love to hear from y'all. Also, if you would like to be a guest, hit the website up, fill out that guest form, and somebody will get back to you. We working on some team things right now. So yeah, man, I appreciate y'all so much for listening to the show. This is Mike Brown, and this is The Art of Letting Go. Peace.